Hey, what's up turtles? It's Krik here with Black Outdoors. And today I'm going to be doing a video of me making tea and explain the benefits of having a warm hot liquid in a cold environment. Okay, so now I got my water from the stream. Obviously, it's not drinkable water as is. Maybe that's not obvious, but I need to boil this water before I can use it. You could strain it if you want, but it's not necessary. We are in the mountains. And what I'm going to be using to make this tea and just to get basically hot water fast is a top of canister stove. This can be done on the fire, but why I use this method a lot and why I like it, it doesn't replace a fire, but why I like it is because it's quick. I can pretty much do it anywhere. I don't need to be next to a water source. I can use the water I bring in with me. As opposed to if I was going to boil water on a fire, take my gloves off. If I was going to boil water on a fire, I would then have to commit to a spot for an extended period of time, meaning I'd have to choose an appropriate spot to have a fire. I would then need to gather firewood. I would need to, get a fire started. And situationally depending, that may be, a better option. If I'm going to be hanging out, Stoney and I are going to be staying for a while. Maybe we're going to be shooting videos there all day. Having fire would be a great idea to keep us warm. But for getting a warm liquid fast, this top of the canister stoves work super, super, super well, for the reasons I just stated. And this is the Soto micro regulator top canister stove. I've done a review on it almost a year ago. Now I want to find a pretty relatively flat surface to put this on. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I do want it to be pretty close to flat. That'll work pretty well. Having this stove feet on the the fuel can work really well to stabilize. If I was just making a cup for myself, I wanted one cup, I could just put this straight on top of the stove, but since Stoney and I are both going to have a cup, I'm going to use the bigger container. Now the benefits of a warm liquid when it's cold are enormous. When you're hanging out in the cold, you're not moving, you're not thermoregulating or thermogenesis producing heat by bodily activity. Ingesting a warm liquid will do a lot of things for you. One, it'll make you feel like you've had some food in your stomach if you're hungry. Having a warm liquid will make you feel full. It'll sort of trick your body to think you've had some food. You'll sort of feel, you'll get energy from it. Two, putting that warm liquid in your body, digesting it, swallowing it, getting that warm liquid in your core will warm you from the inside out, which is important for sustained heat if you're not going to be wearing layers upon layers of really thick outerwear to keep you cold when you're not, to keep you warm in the cold when you're not moving or producing heat, just as you would through stasis. Today I'm just going to be making tea really quick. I'll sort of talk about actually some of the teas I have, but we're going to do videos on making hot chocolate, really good hot chocolate, potentially making coffee, making mochas, because we're coming out here, and the series is called Comfort in the Cold. It's not surviving in the cold. I come out to the bush, to the woods, to the forest, Stoney and I, to enjoy ourselves, to be comfortable, and bringing comforts of, of the home, of more city, urban life out with us. So carrying some extra gear, carrying a press, carrying some condensed milk to make a really super awesome, tasty, warm, sweet drink. It's just great for spirits when you're outside in the cold all day long. Which really takes its toll on you, and you really have to get used to being out in the cold for your body and your mind to become weathered to that constant, what's the word I'm looking for? I guess this constant force trying to take your energy. You have to create more than you normally would if it's a warmer environment out here. But specifically, I'm going to be making some chai tea today. I really like chai. I like it in cold weather. Just have a bag of various types of tea. This is chai, green tea, chamomile, and some peppermint. And some peppermint's pretty good for if you have some nausea. I like chai in the cold weather because it's a full-bodied tea. To me, it has a really full flavor, and as opposed to like green tea, which feels a thinner flavor or not so much bold, that I really like the thicker chai in cold weather, especially when I'm outside. Let's pop this lid off and see what this water's doing. Just starting to boil. Put that back on, and like I said, because this wasn't clean water, I need to boil it to make sure I'm killing all the bacteria, pathogens, all that stuff in there, viruses. I want to boil this. I want to get it to a rolling boil, and I can tell you it's probably already almost there now. And because I'm expending this fuel from the canister, it'd be foolish for me not to warm my hands as this steam is coming off. Look at that sort of rattle and roll. Take that off. You know, some people suggest that once it's at a boil, sustain it for a few minutes to kill everything. You can do that, but once the water's at a critical temperature and starts to boil, that should be the temperature where everything is killed and the water is safe to drink. But I'll just let it roll for a little while longer. Got my cup, my tea bag in it. Now, because I've already, sort of used this energy from the stove to create heat with the fuel to boil water, transfer that water to my cup, now I have my tea seeping in it. It makes sense for me to put on my gloves now that I'm done doing a small fine task with my fingers and hold my teacup. There's a lot of energy in this right now, and you can see from the steam that the wind and the cold air is blowing is pulling this heat and sort of trying to make this balance in the air. So what I can do is, I don't need this handle because I have my gloves don't act as an insulator, and I can just hold this now. For as long as this is warm, this is going to warm my hands, and I'm utilizing this heat and the energy that I put into just making tea as a warm liquid to put into my body. I'm still using this heat to warm my hands now. So it's doing multiple things for me. It's doing a lot. Just moving around, getting next to the water, making tea is generating a little bit of heat inside of me. Holding the cup, I can feel a lot of warmth going in my hands, but your extremities are the first ones where the blood's going to be restricted. The blood flow is going to be restricted when you get cold. But the point I'm trying to make is doing all these small activities, using the resources, using what's available to me to really keep myself comfortable. I could just sit this tea on the ground, let it cool down on itself, and then be able to, appropriate temperature to drink. Or I can hold it the whole entire time and get some of the heat, get a lot of the heat from the water and the metal through conduction, and warm myself up before I even put any of the liquid in my body. So I hope this video was helpful. Any suggestions, any tips, any really nice cool drinks that you like to make out into the forest or make in the forest while it's cold, please leave a comment, let me know. Always trying to find little new recipes, all that, to make the experience in the cold that much more enjoyable and comfortable. Thanks for watching. Again, Remember to visit blackowloutdoors.com, like and share Black Owl, leave a comment, tell your friends, tell your family. Help us grow. If you like to see these videos and you want to see us continue to make videos, please help us. This is a cheers. Tap for those not here. Later, turtles.